Hello. Welcome. I should stick to the script. Good evening and welcome to Bryan Congregational's 2021 Christmas Extravaganza Live! Yay! Last year we had our very first virtual extravaganza, and this year is our very first live one, so we're super excited about it. Thank you for being here. It's good to see everyone. We've got lots in store for you, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy. After this first song, because we're going to kick things off with a sing-along, you may sit or stand as you wish, but let's deck the hall together, shall we? Deck the hall with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Good singing. Good job. Yay!
Jack, this is just my favorite time of year.
Mine too. Whoa, this thing is nice and loud. Get into this. Just before we get started, though, no shouting the punchlines. You got to let us have our time in front of the cameras here. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say I love the music and I love the baking.
I like to decorate. Whether it's outside the house or inside, it's my favorite thing to do. You know that.
Yes, the decorating is great. But some of our friends and family are having a little trouble, particularly with the ornaments on the tree. You know, some of the pets and even the little kids are trying to eat them. What do you think would happen if you actually ate a Christmas decoration?
Has anybody ever experienced that? No? Well, I think the real answer to that is you probably get a really bad case of tinselitis. Oh, come on. Yeah. Boozer allowed.
Tinselitis, okay. I like this time of year, but for some people it's hard. Not everybody can get in the Christmas spirit. How do you think you would help somebody who's lost their Christmas spirit?
Well, you just nurse them back to Elf.
Nurse them back to Elf. Okay, I guess that's Lydia's job.
We're getting some really kind of pretend laughing, either laugh or boo, but none of
Santa at this time of year up at the North Pole has lots and lots of helpers. I think there's a special name for those helpers. What would you call all of Santa's helpers?
Oh, gosh. I think I remember this. We rehearsed this about 20 times. But it has something to do with English and German and Austrian, and you tell us the punchline.
We call those helpers subordinate clauses. Some of our friends were telling us how Christmas is exactly like their job, but I didn't really get it. Can you explain to me, how is Christmas like a job?
Well, you and I, we and the elves and everything just do all the work, and the old guy with the suit gets all the credit.
Yep, the old guy in the suit gets all the credit. Kids really like Santa and going to the mall. Have you seen him this year?
Yes, actually, I saw him at the Brea Mall. Yep, when I was there with Bryan, we were shopping, and there was Santa with a bunch of kids waiting to say hi. And
Oh yeah. What about that one kid who was really scared?
yeah,
Yeah, remember him?
yeah, he had a really bad case of claustrophobic.
Claustrophobia. Okay. Don't worry, we'll be back.
Next, we are going to bring you some musical selections, beginning with Kinley singing Schubert's famous arrangement of Ave Maria, followed by Christine singing Celebrate Me Home by Kenny Loggins. Our instrumentalist will round out the set with Alia Dover presenting Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the Ukulele Ensemble rocking out with some Jingle Bell Rock. You've noticed if you forget what I'm saying, there's a big TV, and you can read it. Yes, the big TV.
Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Church family, I dedicate this song to all the people who don't have families. for the holidays. I believe I've missed each and every face. Come on and play one easy. Let's turn on every love light in the place. It's time I found myself totally surrounded in your circles. Oh, my friends, please celebrate me home. Give me a number, please celebrate me home. Play me one more song that I'll always remember. I can recall whenever I find myself too all alone, I can sing me home. Uneasy highway, traveling where the westerly winds can fly. Somebody tried to tell me, but the man forgot to tell me why. I got to count on being gone. Come on, Mama, come on, Daddy, and please, what you want from me? I'll be strong. I'll be weak. I'll be weak. Please celebrate me home. Give me a number, please. Celebrate me home. Play me one more song that I'll always remember. I can recall whenever I find myself too all alone. I can make believe I've never gone. Let me know where I belong. Sing me home, celebrate me home. Give me a number, please. Celebrate me home. Play me one more song, y'all. Well, I'm finally here, but I'm bound to roam. Come on and celebrate me home. Well, I'm finally here, but I'm bound to roam. Come on and celebrate me home. Thank you. Yes.
This is our ukulele club. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing and bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing and jingle bell square. In the frosty air, what a bright time is the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle and a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell rock. What time is the right time to rock the night away? Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock. A mix and a mingle and a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell rock. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock.
Told you we'd be back. Whether you want us back or not, right, Sharon? All right.
It's a very busy time up there at the North Pole
Yeah, I bet it is.
with all the elves scurrying around, going from place to place. They need some transportation. What do you think elves drive?
All right, think about it, people. They're little guys and gals, elves, right? What do you think they drive? Come on. A minivan! Oh, man. I guess we needed a few more hints, huh?
Well, and while they're driving those minivans around, they get thirsty. What do you think Santa's elves drink?
Oh gosh, I bet Janine and John Sledham know.
I think they drink the same thing.
Minnesota? Yeah. Except I think John and Janine probably put something else in it.
So busy at the North Pole that even the trees are trying to help. They're trying to knit things. They're knitting blankets and they're knitting sweaters, but it's not working out really well. Why do you think the Christmas trees are so bad at knitting?
Come on, wait for it. Now tell us, what do you think? Because they... Too many needles? Because they drop their needles. Hey, we didn't write these.
I hear there's a big chess tournament in town.
There's a big chess tournament in town. Yes, and the you can at the embassy suites you can see these guys and gals walking around boasting about how good they are at chess and how many games they've won. It's just awful to watch them. They're just kind of arrogant people.
Well, you know what we call that? Chestnuts boasting in an open foyer.
Didn't write that one either.
Do you think the reindeers go to school?
Oh yeah, reindeer have to go to school. Yeah, they probably have to take technology for, finding where to land and not crashing into buildings and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Do you think they take regular subjects like math and science?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and history too. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I heard what the history teacher said to Rudolph the other day. Did you hear about it?
Yep. Said, Rudolph, you're going to go down in history. He didn't study, did he? No, he didn't study. He was not a studier.
We're gonna keep going without it because you probably know the words to Frosty the Snowman. Yeah, and if you don't, do your best. We got you. But let's sing along with the story of Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman was a jolly, happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the Snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found, for when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Frosty the Snowman knew the sun was hot that day, so he said, let's run and we'll have some fun now before I melt away. Down to the village with a broomstick in his hand, running here and there all around the square, can catch me if you can. He led them down the streets of town right to a traffic cop, and he only paused a moment when he heard them holler, stop! For Frosty the Snowman had to hurry on his way. Then he waved goodbye, saying, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, over the hills of snow. it's back. And thanks to everyone's help. It takes a village. Something goes down and you see it flocks. It's wonderful. Thank you. And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10, glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well, the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, but the prettiest and the thing that will make them ring is the carol that we'll sing right within your heart. Very nice. All right. We're gonna Thank you. Yeah, it works now. That masterpiece. It's the real meaning of the season right there. Do you recognize your friends? Yes, we love it. This next song is from the Animaniacs. If you know the show or have watched the show or have kids who have watched the show, and it's a song that you may know well. Move this closer. To spell Santa's name is easy to do. You write S-A-N-T and another A too. But no L, no L, Santa's name has no L. And he won't bring you gifts if you don't learn to spell. Jack and Jill went up a hill to fetch water from the well. But when neither one could find it, Jill started to yell, "Nowell, Nowell, can't believe there's no well. We walked all the way here and I'm mad, can't you tell?" Captain Ahab took his crew, his harpoon, and set sail. And he called out to ships, "Have you seen a great whale?" "No whale, no whale, no, we ain't seen no whale. Saw a couple of dolphins and a big yellow tail." If you've listened to this tune, then you probably can tell that you've heard it before. It's a song you know well. Nowell, Nowell, it's a song you know well. But I've ruined it completely, so let's all say, "Oh well, oh well, oh well." We'll just say fare thee well. Merry Christmas to you and a joyous Nowell. Woo!
This is our last one.
Oh, based on the reaction so far, we need some help. So Alia's coming up here. Alia knows a great joke she's going to share with us.
What does the gingerbread man put on his bed?
What?
Cookie sheets.
Do you have another one? Oh, all right. Thank you. Let's hear it. Yeah. At least you remembered hers.
Well, we know what you call a snowman at this time of year, but what about in July? What do you call a snowman in July?
Anybody? A puddle. Yeah. It's hot in July. Some of you have faces like, what?
I saw a snowman in the supermarket the other day.
In the supermarket?
In the grocery section.
Oh, what was he doing?
Well, he was looking through all of the produce, especially spending a lot of time with the carrots. What do you think he was doing?
Oh, I know. He was picking his nose. Either a boo or loud clapping. Come on.
Jack, I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh, here it comes, folks.
I thought if I told you in front of everybody, I'd get in less trouble.
Well, let's see if it works.
I opened one of the Christmas presents already.
Oh, you know, your son used to do that.
I learned it from Bryan. But I'm very confused. I peeked in this package, and the only thing that's in there is a single grain of rice. I'm so confused. Can you explain it?
I know who that's from. Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben's rice. Get it? Uncle Ben's rice. Hey, Jack, what's the weather report every Christmas Eve?
Let's see. I know it's 100%. 100% rain, dear. Yeah, come on. That was really bad. Let's hear the boos. Come on. All right, we got one more. How many? We got to hear it loud applause if you want one more. All right.
Jack, what goes oh, oh, oh?
I'm not Michael Jackson, so. Santa walking backwards.
Ooh, give it up. Give it up for Sharon and Jack. Woo! Here at Brea, we are extremely lucky to have a beautiful organ, which we're able to continue to maintain and use regularly. But we don't usually get to see our wonderful organist, Alice, since she's up there. Yay! I think during the pandemic, I think some of us got a new perspective on the organ because everything was recorded and the amount of skill it takes to play it. So I'm really excited that tonight Alice will be treating us to an organ solo, In Dulci Jubilo.
Good evening. I would like to share a poem with all of you that is very personal and has a lot of deep meaning for me. 'Twas the night after Christmas, and I just couldn't sleep. I tried listening to Pastor Sarah's sermons. I tried counting 1,000 sheep. Nothing was working. I just stared at the ceiling. I could not get rid of this feeling I was feeling. The leftovers from Christmas dinner were beckoning to me. Everyone is asleep. No one will see. Tossing and turning with anticipation, the thought of a snack was becoming too great a temptation. I fought and fought with all of my might until finally my taste buds said, just take one eensy-weensy bite. So I snuck down to the kitchen and quietly opened the fridge door and gazed lovingly at the shelves full of goodies galore. I gobbled up turkey and buttered potatoes, but left my family the pickles, carrots, and tomatoes. I swallowed the bread rolls, 3 in a line. My daughter sleepily wandered in, so I yelled, "It's way past your bedtime!" Cranberries, cake, ice cream disappeared into my mouth. Oh, a little on the beard. But I still wasn't satisfied. Something was wrong. And then I realized chewing was taking far, far too long. So I took out a blender and made a Christmas smoothie with gravy, stuffing, ham, and sushi. With one big gulp, I drank it all down. But then, from my stomach, I heard the scariest sound. It started as a moan, then a growl, and then a roar. I looked down at my feet. They were off the floor. My belly had grown so plump and so round. Next thing I knew, I was 6 feet off the ground. With a mouthful of pudding and a handful of pie, I crashed through the roof and floated into the sky. I managed to yell as I soared over a tall tree, "Merry Christmas to all, and save the cookies for me!"
Well, this has been a fun evening for us. So this is a song from The Snowman. It's our favorite animated Christmas movie where a little boy snowman comes alive and takes him by the hand, and they fly across the world to the North Pole. We're walking in the air, we're floating in the moon. I'm finding I can fly so high above with you. Far across the world, the villages go by like dreams. The rivers and the hills, the forests and the streams. Children gaze, open mouth, taken by surprise. Nobody down below believes their eyes. We're surfing in the air. We're swimming in the frozen sky. We're drifting over icy mountains floating by. Suddenly, swooping low on an ocean deep, rousing up a mighty monster from his sleep. We're walking in the air. We're dancing in the midnight sky. And everyone who sees us greets us as we fly.
First there was nothing. Then there was everything. Then in a park above a western city after dusk, the air is raining messages. A woman sits on the ground, leaning against a pine. Its bark presses hard against her back, as hard as life. Its needles scent the air, and a force hums in the heart of the wood. Her ears tune down to the lowest frequencies. The tree is saying things in words before words. These lines are from Richard Powers' Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Overstory, and they hint at the reasons some of the earliest humans first started adding evocative scents and sustaining spirits of evergreens to their solstice celebrations. Evergreens, like these trees in the sanctuary, don't tell me they're fake, because they shine the light of the world into what otherwise would be our darkest season. Sometimes summoning that light requires copious amounts of detangling, multiple extension cords, and multiple trips to Home Depot, but that light always comes back, and this too is Christmas. During the season of Advent, I'm thinking about more than how trees symbolize, the symbols of trees. I'm considering all the ways that they add comfort and joy to our lives. Among so many other things, they scrub our air and cool our planet, and let's face it, they are just cool to hang out with. This is a year in which wildfires claimed an unprecedented 10,000 giant sequoias along the western Sierra. Some of those trees first started growing 1,000 years before the first Christmas. We grieve for those we have lost, as we also build community to protect all that remains. Before the worst of those blazes, ecologists and conservationists wrapped some of those trees. And now, we get the joy of unwrapping some of the most wondrous gifts of the season, trees of incalculable worth that are still around to share their knowledge and their stories. At Christmas, trees take on added importance as timeless purveyors of hope and resilience. For instance, without evergreens, those evergreens we bring into our homes, where would our lovable kitty cats climb? Until branches and boughs come crashing down onto the living room carpet, scattering ornaments and tinsel for family members to find when they come back from the movies, only to hear purrs of contentment coming from a rolled-up ball of calico on a tree skirt in the spreading shadow of the wreckage. I'm thinking of you, Petunia. Without Christmas trees, where would we hang creations of popsicle stick and macaroni? Wonders of daycare and Sunday school that, for the rest of the year, are packed away with tissue and care, like the priceless treasures they are. And where better than a decorated tree would we gather to kindle the spirit of Christmas, so we can prepare to follow the light without knowing exactly where it might lead. Here's a story of that spirit by Nancy W. Gavin. It's called The Man Who Hated Christmas. It's just a small white envelope stuck among the branches of our Christmas tree. No name, no identification, no inscription. It has peeked through the branches of our tree for the past 10 years. It all began because my husband Mike hated Christmas. Oh, not the true meaning of Christmas, but the commercial aspects of it. The overspending, the frantic running around for last-minute gifts to get a tie for Uncle Harry and the dusting powder for Grandma. The gifts given in desperation because you couldn't think of anything else. Knowing he felt this way, I decided one year to bypass the usual sweaters, ties, and so forth. I reached for something special just for Mike. The inspiration came to me in an unusual way. Our son Kevin, who was 12 that year, was on the wrestling team at the school he attended. Shortly before Christmas, there was a non-league match against a team sponsored by an inner-city church. These youngsters, dressed in sneakers so ragged their shoestrings seemed to be the only thing holding together, presented a sharp contrast to our boys in their spiffy blue and gold uniforms and sparkling new wrestling shoes. As the match began, I was alarmed to see that the other team was wrestling without headgear, a kind of light helmet designed to protect the wrestlers' ears. It was a luxury the ragtag team apparently could not afford. Well, we ended up walloping them. We took every weight class. Mike, seated beside me, shook his head and said, "I wish just one of them could have won." They have a lot of potential, but losing like this could take the heart right out of them. Mike loved kids, all kids. He so enjoyed coaching Little League football and basketball and lacrosse. That's when the idea for his present came to me. That afternoon, I went to a local sporting goods store and bought an assortment of wrestling headgear and shoes and sent them anonymously to the inner city church. On Christmas Eve, I placed a small white envelope on the tree, the note inside telling Mike what I had done and that the gift was from me. Mike's smile was the brightest thing about Christmas that year, and that same bright smile lit up succeeding years. For each Christmas, I followed the tradition. One year, sending a group of mentally handicapped youngsters to a hockey game. Another year, a check to a pair of elderly brothers whose home had burned down the week before Christmas, and so on. The white envelope became the highlight of our Christmas. It was always the last thing open on Christmas morning, and our children, ignoring their toys, would stand with wide-eyed anticipation as their dad lifted the envelope from the tree to reveal its contents. As the children grew, the toys gave way to more practical presents, but the small white envelope never lost its allure. We lost Mike last year to dreaded cancer. When Christmas rolled around, I was still so wrapped in grief that I barely got the tree up. But Christmas Eve found me placing an envelope on that tree. And the next morning, I found it was magically joined by 3 more. Unbeknownst to the others, each of our 3 children had, for the first time, placed a white envelope on the tree for their dad. The tradition has grown and someday will expand even further, with our grandchildren standing to take down that special envelope. Mike's spirit, like the spirit of Christmas, will always be with us.
I have many, many favorite memories of Christmas at BCUCC, but there are 2 that I want to talk to you about. The first, of course, is when Christmas would fall on a Sunday and we would wear our pajamas to church. I taught Sunday school for over 15 years, and I had all the kiddos in their pajamas. It was just like heaven. It really was. It was so great. And that was the first one I was going to share. And then last night I thought about a little bit farther back, and that was when we would go Christmas caroling. We would meet at the Layman's and see their amazing, amazing Christmas village that Tawny loved and Jack would painstakingly put up for her every year. And then we would go caroling around their neighborhood, and then if we could, we would go around to various members that were kind of close to Jack and Tommy's. But the reason that was so special, not only because I loved Christmas Carol, but because the first time I did that was when I had my first real conversation with Alan Vancouver. And I found out what an amazing person he was, and it started a friendship that lasted until literally the day he passed away. So, for all you members of Alan's family out there, know that I think of him often, and he was not only a beloved husband and father and grandfather, but also a beloved friend. I wish all of you a very, very, very Merry Christmas. And I am wearing this sweater for you. It is actually 54 degrees here, which is way too hot. We haven't had nearly enough snow, and I'm just dying for winter to come. Love you all. Merry Christmas. I have many, many favorite memories.
Heard something about a pajama Sunday? So, on Sunday, there's a tail. It's like I'm sitting on something. It's because it has a tail. Should have tested this out before. In case you haven't heard, Sunday, December 26th, we are going to have a Pajama Sunday, where you're invited to wear your pajamas to church the day after Christmas. Yay! Yay! But I couldn't wait, so now I'm starting now. Let's sing along a little bit. I'll be home for Christmas. Snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. Yay! We could skip this one. Let's skip this one. No, you want to do it? Let's do it. Okay, fine. I want to sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say, "No, man." But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland. Yay!
The month before Christmas. 'Tis the month before Christmas. We're all going nuts. With so much to do, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Buy presents, hang tree lights, pop cards in the mail, send gift packs, thread popcorn, find turkeys on sale. Decorations need stringing up all through the house, and if you haven't had a clue what to get for your spouse. School concerts, receptions, open houses with friends, long lineups, short tempers, tying up those loose ends. With all our mad dashing, we're reeling from shock. Let's stop for a minute and really take stock. It's crassly commercial, the cynicals say. If that's true, that's our fault. It's us and not they. Take time for yourself, though hard as that seems. Enjoy your kids' laughter, excitement, and dreams. Take a moment out now. Don't get overly riled. Instead, make an angel in snow with your child. The shortbread can wait, and so can the tree. What's important to feel is a child's sense of glee. The holidays aren't about push, rush, and shove. They're for friendship and sharing and family and love. Hear the bells, feel the warmth, light up with the glow of a message first sent to us so long ago. Peace, love, and goodwill, and hope burning bright. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
My dear family of Brea, I'm so disappointed that I can't be there tonight with you to enjoy this celebration together. As we've learned over the last almost 2 years of COVID, however, being apart physically does not separate us when we are together spiritually and emotionally. I and the many animals that surround me on the floor right now, chasing a moth above me, they bring their greetings to you as well. I've learned over the last few days and weeks what your support means, how constant your love is. I'm so grateful for all of that. I wish I could be there to thank you in person tonight. I'm sure that the performances have been lovely, that your Christmas carols are quiet and balanced and harmonious. I'm so sorry I can't be there to wreck them. I don't know what we're doing without the Yuletide honk of a good loud tenor line, the Advent trombone in that parade. I owe you a couple of good honkers. I'll make good on that, I promise. I'm not going to sing for you tonight, but I would like to bring a piece of poetry. My dear friend John Wallace, who was a prolific poet, a very successful published poet. Tonight's piece is from some of his unpublished work. It's a little gendered in one part, and I know that if John were still with us, he would perhaps rewrite it. Our hearts will rewrite it. It is a beautiful work, and I bring it to you as an Advent gift until we're together again. By John Wallace, on the meaning of silence in Silent Night. Once out of a great silence came a cry. It gave the silence a center, a shape, and a name. Though the noise of the present is unremitting and everywhere, that silence remains all around us like a world. Sometimes we hear it in the space between words. It is the nothing out of which everything is born. The man touches the woman and she him, making the space between them a part of themselves. In it is nothing but what they feel. When they take back their hands, it is still there with them, in them. When they close their eyes, they can feel it bind them like a living thing. In silence and nothing, nothing is divided. There are no places or no things, only a one. In this silent night, we listen to the space between the words we say, then to the words we do not say. Then silence comes without edges, as just itself, a huge absence, a nothing. When we reach for it, we can hear it move far back beyond the noise we think is ourselves, beyond where mere ego can go, to where fear and suspicion stop and knowing begins. This knowing is another birth that brings us home. In this knowing, the child returns, reborn. Much love, my friends. My dear family of
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face. With the dawn and redeeming grace, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Yay. Good job, baby. Good job. Before we leave tonight, I just wanted to make sure that I say thank you to every single person who is here, those who are with us in spirit or watching online. Putting something like this together takes a lot of people, and I'm grateful to have such wonderful people here at Berea Congregational who are willing to share all of their gifts and their time. Thank you to all of the performers, the readers. Yay! Special thank you to Sharon Burla for helping to reach out to folks and gathering people to be part of this tonight. Thanks to everyone who on the tech team who's making this happen. We've got Mark and Ann and Jorlene and Kimberly and Matt, my husband. He's here. He's so mad at me right now because I'm like, look at him. And then lastly, although we know Jesus' birthday is right around the corner, we've got a birthday today that we can celebrate together. It is Debbie's birthday today. She's turning 60. Yay! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Debbie. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Thank you all for taking the time out of your Saturday to come. Get home safely, stay warm, have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'll see most of you tomorrow morning. And we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, bring us some figgy pudding. Oh, bring us some figgy pudding. Oh, bring us some figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring some out here. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy